Hey everyone, I'm Jack, and this is finally the 3-month full Beretta AL391 review. Let's get straight into it. So behind me I have the Beretta AL391 disassembled as I purchased it from the shop now about 3 to 4 months ago. And since that point, every week I've been using it for my weekly shoots, sometimes twice a week. And I'm here to just tell you how I think I got on with it, and you know what? I'm extremely happy with it. Let me go through the pros and cons of this gun that I found so far, what I like about it, what I don't, and let's see if you're looking to purchase one of these, if it's actually right for you. So this is the Beretta AL391. They started producing these from about 1999 onwards. It was the successor to the Beretta AL390, which is obviously produced before that. And many of the features stayed the same, but there were some improvements that it improved its reliability and its weight. Obviously a lighter weight everyone normally prefers. It's a bit easy to carry around the field if you're using it for hunting or the sporting ground. So let's get into the technical details of this shotgun and give you a little run over of everything that it has. So the gun weighs about 7.3 pounds and is the total length of around 51 inches, and that's with the 28 barrel variant that I've got right here. And this one here is in 12 gauge. I think it's a 3.5 inch chamber. You can also get the gun in 20 gauge as well. However, I see most people use it in the 12 gauge just because of, well, it's more versatile. It has a sporting rib on it, as you can see. Obviously the gun was originally designed for sporting, but obviously it's perfectly suitable for hunting. Obviously the rib as it is makes it nice and light to handle, whilst also just, you know, having that sporting look. And it has an aluminium receiver, which obviously makes it more lightweight. Now compared to its predecessor, the AL390, it has a thinner foregrip. Now a thinner foregrip, most people will argue it makes it more comfortable to kind of grip. And I find it much more comfortable to grip, having held both. This is certainly more of the sportier of the two. And it also feels lighter as well. There's less wood on there, which means, well, less weight, more comfortable to kind of carry around and hold, and less front heavy, which is very nice. The barrels themselves are actually blue steeled, as you can see right now. So it's very nice quality of barrel. And it has a gas driven recoil system, which means the cartridges cycle very easy and there is very little recoil felt to the shooter. Now this gun, I've got it in a 2+1 magazine variant, so the gun can hold a total of 3 cartridges at any one time. Obviously that's ideal if you live here in the United Kingdom and you've got a shotgun certificate, you can have this shotgun on there without any issues. Now these are the main cartridges I've been putting through the shotgun. On the left here we have a 27 gram fiber wad power red 7.5 shot, and this is my go-to sporting clay cartridge, and it cycles in this gun perfectly. I've had no issues with it cycling or ejecting. It's so smooth, it works so well. It's just a really good combination. And on the right here we have Elite Amber once again, 12 gauge as the gun is. However, this is a 21 gram cartridge. It's a very lightweight cartridge. However, it's by a very good manufacturer of cartridges. And this cartridge is 67 millimeters in length. It has had no issues cycling in this gun whatsoever, this little 21 gram. It's an 8 shot. My girlfriend absolutely loves using this in the shotgun. And I tell you what, it works flawlessly. Now that might be because the gun is relatively old and it's had plenty of shots put through it, meaning the action is nice and loose and smooth, so the lower gram cartridges do cycle very easily. Obviously in a brand new one of these guns, or any semi-automatic in that matter, you have to put quite a few heavier loads through the gun itself to obviously loosen it up and make it nice to use. Now, I haven't had to do that, of course, but that's just one thing to bear in mind if you're buying a newer variant or one that's been barely used, or maybe even, you know, the A400 series, the newest ones that the Beretta have brought out. Just be aware of that. Now, the gun itself has some very nice checkering on it. It also has very nice looking barrels. It's a bit of a fingerprint magnet, I will admit. However, the grip caused by the checkering is really good. I've had no issues with gripping it. I've done quick mounts with this gun. I've started shoulder up as a lot of people do. I've had no issues with it slipping. It sits nicely into your shoulder. I'll put on screen now the total cone drop and the length of the stock and everything else. However, I'm very certain you could easily get a custom fit adjustable stock to nicely fit your cheek into, well, cut into the cone is what I meant to say. Now the gun functions relatively simple. There is a button here which will release the actual receiver, as you will watch right now. If I press this, it allows me to bring the bolt forward. There we are. Now as I do that, if there was a cartridge in the magazine tube and there was nothing in the centre, it would raise it in and put it into the chamber, ready to fire. Before you fire, however, there is a safety catch right here. It's a push to operate safety catch. And all you do is you just press it. And as you can see right now, when the little red is showing, the gun is live and ready to fire. That's just one thing to bear in mind. Always make sure that you know how many cartridges you've loaded into the gun itself. The last thing you want is to be obviously at a playground, you put 3 in there, you shoot 2, you walk away from the stand, and you suddenly realise you're walking around with a loaded gun. Very, very bad idea. Obviously, to bring the bolt back, you can turn your safety on, and there's a button underneath the action. You press that, it releases the action, so it's no longer locked. You simply slide it back and it locks into place. If there is a cartridge in there, it will attempt to eject the cartridge. When you do this, if it's an unspent cartridge, just obviously try and catch it before it flies out. You know, you don't want to lose your cartridge. Now we've done a brief rundown of the gun. It's time for my pros and cons about what I think this gun is good for. So it's extremely reliable. I've put hundreds of cartridges through this thing and not a single failed ejection. I've had a misfire, but that was due to the cartridge, and that was the first time I've had a misfire in over 1,000 of these PAL red 501 cartridges, which really impressed me actually. It's taken me about 1,000 to get a single misfire from these. I really do like them, especially for the price. That's such a good value cartridge. They're brilliant. Now the gun itself is very lightweight, as I mentioned before. The aluminium action receiver zone, coupled with the thinner foregrip, makes the gun very, very well weighted. It is so nice to swing around. It is also really comfortable, and the gun just looks beautiful. Like, you have to admit, right? Out of the semi-automatics, the finish on this wood is beautiful. It's so shiny. It is a fingerprint magnet, but give it a wipe down every so often and it will continue to look beautiful. And obviously, because this gun is pretty old now, it is such a smooth operator. Its action is so smooth, it operates without any issues whatsoever. Cycling whatever cartridge I put for it, as light as a 21 gram up to a 28 gram so far, and obviously anything higher is of course going to cycle. The last pro I've got for this gun is the cost. It cost me around £499 to buy from the store with a 3-month store warranty. There wasn't any Beretta warranty on when I bought this gun. That is one thing to be aware of buying second hand, that you won't get the original Beretta warranty with the gun, but you probably will get a store 3-month warranty or something like that. Now, the cons of the gun, I don't really think there is that many. It's a little bit of a pain to keep clean, but it will keep operating if you don't clean it every time you shoot. I've read somewhere, I believe it was on Shooting UK or something like that, that somebody put around 1,300 cartridges through the gun without cleaning it. Granted, it was a 20 gauge variant, but it doesn't really make a difference, and it was still operating up until that point, so you don't have to clean it every time you shoot it. It's just a thing of habit for me. And the chokes on the gun as well, they are very nice chokes. I find them to be very good and very nice, and they fit very well in the gun. However, they do like to loosen up time to time, and if you're moving stand to stand, after a couple you might have to tighten them if you're at playground, or obviously at shoot, just be aware of that. So the main question is, if you're looking for a used semi-automatic, if you're thinking about spending £500 on a semi-automatic shotgun and you're wondering whether to go new or used, here are your options. You can get a brand new Marston A612 for about £350. Turkish made, relatively good quality, but obviously as you can see on screen now, it doesn't look like a great gun. The internals obviously are nothing compared to this one. However, it's still a sound gun, it will do you very well, and if you want that manufacturer warranty, that peace of mind over the gun, go ahead and get one of those. I think they're pretty good. I was actually going to buy one before I got this, but I completely decided against it after seeing this. The main reason was this gun's lasted 20 years so far. It's barely been used by the looks of things, and it's obviously been very well looked after. As I have so far seen, it operates smoothly, beautifully, and it definitely has that Beretta quality in there. And if you're open to the second-hand market, and if you're looking for a gun that you think you want looking very nice, very sleek, and also reliable, it's worth getting the AL391 Urika, in my opinion. Whilst you won't get the Beretta warranty, it's going to last you as far as I'm concerned, and there are plenty of things online talking you through how to strip down the gun, look after it, clean it correctly, and it will last you a very long time. You can also buy, for a slightly higher price, a brand new Winchester SX4. Now this is another gun I also looked at, and it's very similar to the SXP, but it's actually the semi-automatic version of it. I'll go through that in a different video. I might end up reviewing one eventually. It's a very nice gun for the price as well if you're looking for something that's got quality. Once again, it's Turkish manufactured. Really good though in my opinion, but it is twice the price of the Armsan, and obviously still higher than this one as second hand. So thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. I'll be back in the future with some hopefully more, quality, interesting content. I just needed to get this video out there because I have been away for a while now, and I'm finally back, and I'm back to make more content for you guys. Hopefully some fresh shoots coming out soon. Gonna be traveling around a little bit, getting some interesting content for you guys. Anyway, I'll see you around. Cheers.